They say love is a two-way street. But what happens when you're the only one driving down that road? Your foot pressed to the floor, heading towards a future that only you can see. What happens when you give someone your entire world, every dream, every vulnerability, every last piece of your heart, and they just hand you back the shattered pieces, as if it's just another piece of trash to be discarded? I thought we had it all. I really did. I built my entire life around that belief, and now I see how foolish I was. I was so wrong. My name is Chloe, and for 7 years, I was with a man I thought was my forever, Liam. It's strange to even say his name now. It feels like a word from a different language, a story about someone else. We live in this quiet suburb of Austin, in a house that was supposed to be our forever home, the place we'd watch our kids grow up. Now, it just feels like a museum of a life I once knew. I've always been the fixer, the one who believes that any crack can be mended with enough love and patience. And with Liam, I saw a universe of it. When we first met, he was magnetic. He walked into a crowded room and it was like a spotlight followed him. He had this easy laugh and a smile that could disarm an army. He made me feel like I was the only person in the world. Now I see I was the only one with the blueprint. The first few years were a dream. Our tiny first apartment, the leaky faucet, the walls so thin we could hear the neighbor's cat. We didn't have any money. We ate ramen on the floor and called it a date. We'd spend hours just talking, planning a future that felt as bright and endless as the Texas sky. He made me brave, but then things started to change. It wasn't an earthquake. It was a slow, creeping erosion. "Big project at the firm," he'd say, and I'd nod, bringing him coffee, telling him how proud I was. But then, the late nights became every night. The heart emojis disappeared first, then the I love yous felt automatic, like a muscle memory he'd forgotten the meaning of. I remember one Tuesday, our anniversary, I'd cooked his favorite steak au poivre. I waited, the food getting cold, the candles burning down to nubs. He didn't come home until after midnight. He just mumbled something and went straight to bed. He didn't even look at the table. I doubled down. I took on all the chores. I handled the bills. I tried to be the perfect low-maintenance wife, but the distance just grew, a cold, silent chasm. The argument started. He started accusing me of being needy. "Can't I just have a night with my friends?" he'd snap. Even though his nights with friends had become every night, I felt so crushingly alone. The breaking point, it wasn't some dramatic movie scene. It was quiet. I came home from a business trip a day early to surprise him. I walked into the house, and it was silent. I found him in the living room, his back to me, on the phone, and I heard her voice, and then I heard that laugh. It was this soft, intimate laugh that used to be just for me, my whole world, just shattered into a million silent pieces. He didn't even try to deny it. He hung up, turned around, and just looked at me. There was no apology, no explanation, just emptiness. His eyes were blank, like a stranger's. It's been 6 months since that day. Healing isn't a straight line. Some nights I still cry, but the tears are different now. They're less about him and more about me. For the years I lost, I'm learning to be my own fixer now. I'm rediscovering the woman I was before him, the one who was brave and creative and full of life. I gave him everything, and he gave me pain. But in a strange, twisted way, he also gave me a gift. By taking everything, he gave me back to myself.